Hidden Monsters. Rosie sat on the steps of the local library, watching her brother play with his friends in the nearby field. Her hands gripped tightly to the stuffed elephant she had been given since she was a child. Damien was only a year older than her, but had said she could not play with them because she was a girl. She pouted, picking at the loose stitching along her toy's ear. The football that was being passed between the boys went farther than expected. All of them ran to try and catch it. It was at that moment that Rosie realized she was incredibly alone. Her eyes looked towards the giant community bulletin board. The lessons, music groups, and church notices littered the once tan corkboard, but she saw a lot of faces of children. She remembered her parents talking about the news. They had been apprehensive to let their children play outside, but the library was right across the street from their neighborhood. It should be safe enough. She looked to the board again to see a small woman standing in front of it. Her bony fingers lightly caressed several of the children's faces. She was muttering incoherently, and Rosie almost thought nothing of it until the woman turned around. Her gentle grin slid up into a sinister sneer. For the briefest of moments, Rosie swore that her teeth slid into points and a black forked tongue flicked in her direction. Fear gripped her tiny frame that Rosie could not call out for her brother. She buried her face into the back of Eli, hoping that the childhood protection was still somewhere within the stuffing of her favorite toy. She counted to 10, just like her mother instructed her whenever she had a bad dream. Peeking up slightly, she saw that the old woman had disappeared. Frantically looking around, she saw the same woman walking across the street into the neighborhood. Whistling drifted towards her in the wind, and then the woman disappeared behind a tall shrub that bordered the street. On the other side, a younger teen shook out her mane of hair before continuing the whistling tune. Of course, Rosie's parents didn't believe her when she told them that evening. They thought that she had just read a scary book from the library and was having daydreams. Damien ignored everything as he played video games in the living room. Rosie played in the hallway and almost started to believe them until there was a light tapping on the door. Her parents upstairs. She got up and peered through the curtain covering the side window. There was no one there. Rosie? Damien called out to her. Rosie sidestepped to the entryway. His eyes were wide and he was slowly backing away from the living room window. She peeked around the corner and saw 4 children standing on the other side. Their eyes were so black that any light disappeared into them. Sinister smiles appeared too wide for their faces. Sharp, fanged teeth like a shark were bright against the living room light. One more child emerged from the dark backdrop of their backyard. It was the same ashy brown-haired girl she had seen before. But as she loomed over them, palms on the glass and her forked black tongue sliding across it, she changed her shape. It was like looking into a demented reflection. She now looked just like her. Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening to this new story from the Scribes of Scribulus. If you yourself have your own story to tell, there is a link down below in the description you can submit on a Google Doc, whether it be a horror story or a fantasy story. I would love to see what you write and what you create. Otherwise, thank you so much for your support. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video or another story video that I've made with your friends and family. I would truly appreciate that. I will talk to you guys later and see you in the next episode.